What's good, everybody? Welcome to Clash of the Podcast, where everything pro wrestling meets Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. We are here to present a lot of talk. We told y'all about that Raw last week, didn't we? We told y'all about that Raw last week. You thought it was a game. It wasn't a game. It was all real. And I feel bad for each and every one of us out here in the wrestling community.
Oh, for real.
We're going to get into some of that talk. We're going to get into what happened throughout the week. A lot of talk with Vince, Triple H, the draft, and even a little AEW. We're going to talk about their big announcement that happened on Dynamite this week. Keep it locked in with your boys. Sit through with this intro, and then we'll be right back to talk a little pro wrestling with you. Let's get it. First, a few housekeeping notes. Don't forget to come in, hit that like button for us. It helps more people see the YouTube video. Comments also help a lot as well. Make sure you can leave us an emoji. You can say your feelings on what we said. You can agree or disagree. I'm still going to hold my position down. Sean's going to hold his position down. But we want to hear from you guys too. All right? So make sure you leave us a comment. Subscribe if you haven't to Everything Pro Wrestling. Also, subscribe to Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. It's in the comment. I make it so easy for you. You just go in, you click it, you hit subscribe, you keep it moving. Sean's got a lot of good stuff coming up. Sean, how was your Easter, brother?
It was really nice, man. Family came over, church vibes, family vibes. Got a good text from my brother Conrad Cushman as well, wishing me and my family a happy one as I did the same for him. It's just a blessed time of year, man. Y'all know me. Very spiritual, big time of year. I loved it. Look, one of my favorite times of year. My kid, my family. It's a blessing.
I hear you on that, man.
And yours.
Oh, we were good, man. The intern was a little under the weather, but other than that, I can't complain, man. Had some good food, spent some time with the fam. That's all you can ask for on those days.
Yes, sir.
We got to show some love to the folks in the chat. BJ, first one in here. I hope this day has found you all with love and good energy. I appreciate that, BJ.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
That's a good one, man. Quill's in the house. What up, Quills? He said, what up, Conrad, Sean? What up, chat? Sir Quills is back and ready to check out a fire episode of Clash of the Podcast, episode 32. Should be very interesting. Salute, gentlemen.
Quills, appreciate you.
Eric Douglas, what did y'all think about Gun Club's new theme? It took me back when I heard it. I was like, yo, Tony Khan's pockets run deep.
Yes, they do.
My guy from Pro Wrestler Shoot always says that, man. I crack up every time. I was like, he bought 50's track. I saw haters. This is how you know. The WWE haters like, man, I hope 50 gave clearance for this and tagging them in it. I was like, y'all lame for that. Don't do that. Don't be that guy on social media.
Don't be a hater, bro. Yeah.
Doug in the house saying, hey, yo. What up, Doug? I truly think this Cody L will go down as one of the biggest blunders in WWE history. It could backfire.
Could be.
It could backfire. Why y'all using that old photo from now on? Y'all got to use Crustache, Vince. I couldn't find a photo with the mustache. You think I wasn't looking? You think I wasn't looking for I could have put Gomez Adams on there, but I chose not to. I couldn't.
Trying to be nice.
Right? Gomez McMahon. Also, I'm pretty sure at this point we are one celebrity winning the WWE title away from the 2000s WCW, especially after this past Monday. Man, they having a hard time with that Raw, man.
I mean, it's rough.
Vince looked like Jackie Gleason in The Toy. That's an old movie, E. McKinney in the house. He said, yo, I'm here to talk wrestling and let you know. Bacon makes me happy. All right.
McKizzle, you are not alone.
I hear you. And you know what? Nothing wrong with the sausage either. All right. You don't have to just be bacon only.
Pause.
Play. You can have both. E said many men. Yes.
No. Stop. I have never heard you be that egregious before. That was awful. was awful.
Listen,
Holy crap.
when we get into this, man, you just gotta let them fly sometimes, man. I can't.
You know, you owned it though, bro. You owned it.
Yeah, don't tell my wife. Happily married man.
There you go.
Matt Lofa says, hello, good evening, everybody. What up, Matt?
No, what up, though?
Yeah, oh man, here comes everybody commenting now. Tokyo, what up? He said, many men. That's a classic 50, bro. That was one of my favorite songs when that album first came out. I remember being there. Like, that was back when I used to want to be a musical engineer at the time. Like, I went and studied for it and all that stuff. And that album definitely changed how I felt about music. Later albums would change how I feel about that music, but I remember feeling a certain way about that. What up, D? Shout out to my partner in crime with the music as well. We used to definitely download. Shout out to LimeWire and BearShare as well. What up?
Give me that.
You know how many computers got viruses from kids in high school because of that? BJ laughed at play. Never let someone pause you, bro. You always say play.
I hear you, man. But that was rough. Sheesh.
Yo, let's talk about Raw last week, Sean. Where do we begin?
I don't know, man. It's just another cluster. You know what, man? It's
Why was that show so bad? What happened? These used to be good shows.
You need to look in the mirror, Conrad, and give yourself some credit because you reminded us last week that Raw After Mania hasn't been good in like 3 years, bro. And that's the truth. Longer.
Well, we're on 39, right?
Yeah.
I would say 9. I'd say 9 years. Almost
9 years. I'm trying to think if there's anything been good in the last 4 or 5 years. But either way, it's been many years since that. Since Raw After Mania has meant anything, and Raw was a disaster. Good word, Quills. Raw was a disaster, a complete cluster. And I mean, you it's 11:05, and you're looking back and thinking about where the last 3 hours of your life went, and you're like, this was a waste, bro. This is the reason why I DVR Raw. This is the reason sometimes why I forget to DVR Raw. But last week, Raw After Mania, you always have a little bit of extra hope. You DVR it, you watch it live, whatever your choice is, and it was bad, bro. It was really, really bad.
Right? Somebody wrote Kazaa in the chat. I haven't heard that in a minute. Hit him with the swerve, bro. That Vince, it felt like Russo wrote this show. WCW Russo at that.
There you go. Ooh.
Bro. All right, Sean. Tell me one good thing that you could find from the show last week. Can you think of one? I'm not even joking. I'm being dead serious with you right now.
I think Cody and Brock might be a decent match, which is what obviously they set up for with that swerve at the end. I mean, I don't think that's going to be a complete disaster having Cody face Brock. It doesn't make any sense. It's a complete do-over of Cena from 2012.
And we alluded to that because we were text messaging after we had recorded last week, and that was one of the things that was brought up. It's John Cena's story all over again. It's the same story.
But to answer your question, not much. I mean, only thing I would say is that, you know, I would like to think if I were a betting man, I would say that Brock versus Cody would not be a horrible match when that time comes. But, I mean, cutting off Seth Rollins' promo and, I mean, it's oh my goodness, like it was a train wreck.
I'm glad you brought that up. Would you do that to a main eventer?
Oh, I see.
Would you cut off their promo and tell them get out the ring? I thought it was disrespectful to Seth. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that's what I'm saying. He's better than this. Like, why did he come out there? Like, that made no sense. Even as a viewer, if I didn't know what was happening, like on Twitter and stuff, I would have been confused. Like, huh?
You don't do it to a main eventer, Conrad. You know how I feel about Seth Rollins. You don't do it to a main eventer. It was a slap in the face. Seth should be infuriated. I know I would be. And also, you look at what happened with Roman Reigns and Cody at the beginning of the night. You don't tease a world title rematch just to give a tag match. You freaking idiots. Why even have that come out of Cody's mouth? Let's do it tonight. So the crowd can go absolutely insane just for Roman to say no. I mean, and then expect some kind of pop or reaction when the tag match gets made. Did you hear how quiet it was after they said, okay, let's do a tag match instead? It was awful, bro. Awful. WWE is trash, bro. I don't care who's watching. I don't care who sees this. I would say it right to Vince's face, right to Triple H's face, right to Stephanie's face, right to Shane's face as he gets his leg repaired. WWE is hot garbage with the exception of like 3 guys. I mean, even oh my God, bring it to my remembrance, bro, because I was complaining to you about it. Riddle. Who cares? Nobody cares about Riddle.
Why was Riddle presented better on SmackDown than he was on Raw last week? Like, he came back and was like, I'm feuding with The Miz. No offense, but The Miz has lost my care a long time ago. Mm-hmm. He lost my care a long time. Miz is in Dolph Ziggler territory. I'm like, he's just going to get beat. That's all I think of when I see him talking. I'm like, he's just going to get beat. So who cares? With Riddle coming back, Riddle's first object should have been he needs to go up against Solo Sikoa. That's who his beef is. That's who took him out. Why did we get that on SmackDown but not on Raw when he was there? That makes no sense.
Makes zero sense. It makes zero sense, bro, and it continues to make no sense.
Just trying to understand it. McKinney says Raw is an infomercial for SmackDown. Out of its 3 hours, it's only 20 minutes of Yo, another thing that bothered me last week. Why did we say the first hour was commercial free and we only had like, what was it, an hour or 1 minute and 48 seconds of wrestling in the first hour? What are we watching? This is a wrestling program. I get that you need segments. Fam, you got to give us a match. Even if you did the 20-minute promo, and Sean knows, that was the Attitude Era Classic.
Yeah,
true. It was true. Listen, I could write a Monday Night Raw from back then when I was 12. Triple H comes out. He cuts a 20-minute promo. They make a match. Here comes If You Smell, or Enter Austin or somebody. He comes out. He's like, shut your mouth. You talk all this mess. They don't give Rock the world title match he wants, but they're going to put obstacles in his way for him to try to get the world title match, or he's going to have to team with Rikishi to face Triple H and DX in a handicap match, whatever it's going to be. It was the same thing, though. It wasn't bad. And then I can tell you how to book the match. They go in, punch, kick. They fall outside. They go into the crowd. The ref follows them, get in the ring. There's a ref bump eventually. After the ref bump occurs, they get back in. Rock bottom. There's no ref. Here comes DX. Boom, 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 boom. Then he gets up. Triple H pedigree. Slow pinfall. 1, 2. Rock kicks out. Here comes Austin because he's got no business in there. Chair shot to the head. Rock bottom. 1, 2, 3. Yay. We all go home happy. That was every Attitude Era show. I'm not kidding you.
You nailed that. You absolutely nailed that.
It's game over. And we're playing these games, man. To me, the Raw After Mania has to be special. You need to be calling up people who are going to write good stuff for you. And if Vince McMahon took over, and this is the main point we wanted to get to, if Vince McMahon took over that show, we are in for a doozy with this Endeavor deal and Vince McMahon being back at the charge of creative. Don't be fooled, everybody. I told you last week, he said those same things with Bischoff and Heyman. Oh, I don't want to get in the weed of things. And blah, blah, blah. We know he loves getting into the weeds of things. That is what Vince McMahon has, will, and always will do when it comes to creative.
Mm-hmm.
But there is nothing redeemable about the shows that he puts on these days. I'm sorry. It's bad.
Not at all.
Take it, man. Take it.
That was last week was a disgusting display of I don't care is what it was. A disgusting display of I don't care. They should be ashamed of themselves. It was that was bad. And I don't think it could get much worse, honestly.
It could always get worse, is what I say. They had one squash match. Your first match after the Raw After Mania, you were like, let's put on Elias and Omos. What? That was a choice that was made. Seth Rollins in the ring. Vince McMahon made the choice. Tell him get out. You had Damage Control. They're a group. There's no breakup to them. You just kept the other two members together and Bayley stayed in the back? What are we doing? What is going on? And I don't know if that's true. If I'm wrong, Bailey, I apologize. We don't know all the details with some of this stuff. But if any of this is remotely true, it is garbage.
Yep.
I mean, bad. Booty cheeks bad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's going to happen with this. But did you watch SmackDown then, Sean?
I watched SmackDown. I wasn't that much more impressed with SmackDown.
I felt SmackDown was 10 times better, though. If you ask me which show would I rather see, give me SmackDown.
Yeah, well, you know what? 10 times better than crap is still whatever. Crap. Yeah, almost crap. Yeah, almost crap.
Yeah, I mean, I still thought, though, that SmackDown had some redeeming qualities to it. Like, it would get a passing grade for me. I would have been like, it's all right. It was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible. I mean, Raw is just terrible television. SmackDown, okay television. Like I said, you put an ugly girl next to a gorgeous girl, the gorgeous girl looks better, you know? Or an ugly girl versus an average girl, the average girl looks like amazing. So, you know, that's old Jesse, the Body Ventura line. You put the ugly girl, Monsoon, next to the average girl, and the average girl looks better.
Former governor, by the way. Jesse the Body.
But that's true. That's true. Raw is the ugly girl, and SmackDown is the average girl, and the average girl is prom queen now because Raw stinks in every conceivable way.
Question for you in the chat. Do you think two different people ran those shows? I know Vince was rumored to be at an Eagles concert on Friday, but Vince is still looking at the script and overseeing it. What's the difference, do you think, Sean?
I think the difference is that Vince McMahon's thumbprint's all over the product again. And like I said, Vince McMahon's thumbprint has been all over the product since he left. He never really left. He wasn't as involved, but he was still involved. But last week was a prime indication that he is infinitely, totally back in his role. Triple H can say whatever he wants. Triple H has been dismissed. Triple H is Vince McMahon's backup now. I don't care what anybody says. The mustache is in control.
Yeah, I'm booking now. Anthony Slate said Impact's a much better show. Right to Vince's stash. The Miz will have my Kerrigan when it comes to getting that 10th IC reign. Until then, meh. I don't know if he's getting it at this point.
I don't know either.
Derek says still relevant in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Derek always said the Miz looks like Christopher Lloyd in that when his hair was all parted. I can't even repeat that. That's bad. The Mids. The Miz is always going to be mid from now on, as if he wasn't there already. The card is always subject to change. Yeah, but you can't go in there with nothing. Bright spot on the show for Quills was the Bianca Rhea Ripley segment. We could get a unification of the titles, I'm wondering.
Oh God, no more unifications, please. Jeez.
Well, we're save that for what we're gonna get into momentarily for SmackDown. CJ with the No Mercy booking handicap matches. I didn't say nothing about the APA coming out. Those were always rough in that game. Vince McMahon is the weeds. You need a machete to cut through all the paperwork and scripts all over the place. That is true. Rumor has it he was ripping up scripts as they were coming out. SmackDown was actually decent. Yeah, Monday was all Vince.
That man should be ashamed of himself. I mean, he really is a disgrace.
I at this point, man, I think he doesn't care. Look at him. His mustache is lopsided. I'm no mustache great shaver myself, but you got to know that joint. Someone's got to tell dude, yo, this is lopsided.
Mine is fairly straight, I think.
Yeah, no, but you could tell right here though, bruh, the right side is up.
Yo, is anybody else? We talked about this a lot more last week, and I'm not going to get too deep into it this week. Is anybody else creeped out looking at this guy? Yo, chat, let me know. When you look at Vince, doesn't he look creepy? Somebody in the chat, let me know if I'm bugging right now.
You're not bugging. I'm telling you, you're not bugging. You know what was sad too? Triple H had to go out there and give that rah-rah speech. I find it very hard to trust this company. And when you don't have trust, I guess we're getting into life lessons for the last couple of weeks. When you don't have trust from somebody, it's hard to get it back. You know what I mean? Like, I look at someone like Anderson and Gallows, and I don't understand why they keep going back. The money must be that good.
No, you're answering your own question. The money must be amazing.
Because there's no way that I would trust these guys with anything if they keep lying like this. You said Vince was gone. It's clear Vince wasn't gone. Triple H is like, nothing changes from this moment forward. And I'm like, who booked the rest of this show? Who booked this? It looks like it was Vince probably told him to get up, go do that promo, and he came back and Vince was sitting in his chair with the headset on. Move over, Dad. Sit down and shut up, honey.
That's right. That's right.
Know what I tell you? Like, I don't know.
Stephanie, your father's out of control. I thought I was the boss.
Hunter, I don't want to hear it. I don't work there anymore. Like, I don't know what's going on with
I need you to call your dad.
Doug mentions the draft. I think with the draft coming up, they'll split the belts. Dick Dashley should stay where he is, chasing Penelope pit stop. Kyra, you are absolutely right about trust. Yeah, once it's gone, you can't get it back. It's hard for people to trust you afterwards. You can't just tell an 80-year-old billionaire his mustache is off. You just sit back, laugh, and watch the game unfold. You know what's sad? You really can't tell a lot of those owners who own any sports teams. You can't tell them anything because they think they know it all.
Hey, Stephanie, can't get your dad on the phone. Ask to speak to his mustache. I need to ask the mustache a question. Hey, Vince, Vince's mustache. Do you think I could get my job back?
McKinney said, demand out here, like, you move your feet, you lose your seat in the McMahon rules. Probably so.
This is the same show that had musical chairs as part of their as a segment back in the day. So you never.
Now, that was kind of funny. I won't front. I'll give him a little credit for that. Minus Flair being a fool, dancing around. Sean, your impressions are crazy, bro. You are stupid, homie. I actually saw Triple H just now.
I am the game. I am the booker. Hey, Vince. I need a chance to be in charge again. You know what? You know what would be great? Maybe Vince will be champion again.
No.
At this point, no, real talk. At this point, Vince will bring back Hogan for God's sake. Have Flair get his 17th title. What's next? What's next? You cut off Seth Rollins. They went to commercial and he was gone. Bro, is this real life?
But did you see what I was talking about? Like, you probably thought I was just razzing you a little bit with that. I really meant it. This is what I'm talking about in my mind. You do stuff that makes me think this dude's not as important as people are telling me he is.
Your point is strong. I agree.
It just doesn't make sense. It's kind of like The Miz. Don't tell me this dude's the world champion. When he won that during the pandemic, I was like, this is a joke, right? He's dropping this belt immediately. It just makes you wonder. What up, Sick in the chat? BJ said they don't get my trust back, but man, I had hope for the Triple H era. It didn't even really get started. Oh no, it was started for 9 months. It was started. Me and John definitely said our piece on this. And if it wasn't, he was lying. So which one was it? Are you telling the truth or are you lying now?
Facts, bro. You're speaking truth now. Yep.
And that's what you have to ask yourselves. Do not let these dudes play these games. And listen, wrestling, I get it. Wrestling's a little, what's the word they use? Carny. You're going to lie. You're going to do some things. But when it's getting egregious, they're being investigated for their sale. Why would you have to investigate something like this? You're an honorable businessman, aren't you?
Don't get me started.
Aren't you?
No, I'll pull that picture up one more time, bro.
Which one do you want?
One that you just pulled down. Oh my sweet Jesus, bro. Do you see what that guy looks? Tell me what that guy looks like, bro. I don't care what anybody. Okay, you can take it down, bro. Oh my God. Bro, you know what I'm thinking, bro. Tell me what that guy looks like. I'm not even like that's scary as heck, bro.
It's the eyebrows, bro. He's got it. Someone's got it. Whoever is doing this dude's mustache and eyebrows, we got to talk to him.
No,
We got to be like, yo, my man needs the number 7, bro. You've been giving him the 3. He needs the 7.
Bro, you know what? I'm gonna shut up. Because you know what I'm thinking right now. That he's creepy, bro. Oh my goodness.
Right? Maybe Vince needs to be champion again. The first thing I hear coming in here, what in the race is Hulk Hogan is going on?
You gotta get the context. That's why you gotta be on time, sick with it. Context. It was all jokes. I'm making fun of those freaking morons. That you gotta get you gotta be on time to get the context, sweet sick with it.
We surely don't need Vince's champ talking about making it worse. That'll do it. Let's see here.
He said, yeah.
He said, you say it was started, but I think it was a hybrid. I think he had some broad strokes for some stories, and I think he let Heyman and Hayes do the Roman stuff outside. I think he was building, and after WrestleMania, it was going to be just full him, but that never happened. Well, you had 9 months. I don't know what to tell him. Like, you had your opportunity. You had some free reign.
No point.
I don't know what else you want me to say. You hired all those people back, and I hope you didn't do that knowing that your dad was coming back. And I'm pretty sure we all know what happens with mergers or with new companies. I'm sorry to say. It's going to be the Office people, too. The Dad Panther. What's good, Dad Panther? Actually, Dad Panther, you had some good videos, bro. I think I checked you out before for AEW and the video game stuff. I appreciate you, fam. The guy from Reno 911. Vince is an employee of WWE now. Yeah, so he gets a second check. Triple H said everyone is eligible for the draft. Vince is getting drafted to NXT. I still won't watch on Tuesdays. Firefly Funhouse, Vince. Yeah. Duke could pass for Cobra Commander. Y'all going in. They both look like arch villains, bro. Vince looks like he ties young dams to railroad tracks, and the other dude looks like he's the head villain of a John Wick movie. Terrible. Also, did you hear about Vince not having majority of control after the merger? That's what he wants. He don't want the control no more. It's at 49%. All he's got to do is talk to his buddy, and he could probably back out later. We don't know what they're doing. These guys are smart. They know they're playing games.
This is I think the biggest point right here. I mean, there was when we were like babies, we thought that there would be nothing bigger than Hogan and Flair. Oh, when Hogan and Flair get old, we're screwed, right? But then here comes, Rock and Austin, Bret and Shawn, Undertaker, Triple H. Oh, after they're done, we're screwed. It's gonna never be any better. John Cena, Batista, Randy Orton. Bro, our future is looking bleak, bro. You understand me? Roman Reigns, thank God for Roman Reigns. Thank God for Seth Rollins, because WWE is looking real. I'm talking about bad. It's never been this bad. I don't ever remember it being this bad.
Yeah, I've been saying this for a while. Like, people probably think I'm just the biggest WWE hater and all that stuff. They've let me down too many times. They let me down. We're talking Jinder Mahal. We're talking all this mess that you just sit there. You're like, why did you do that? And it just made no sense. Jocelyn, hello. Good to see you. Six says, so they're investigating that merger. Let me state this, though. They do this with a lot of these mergers. They always investigate it. I'm sure they won't find anything that comes up. He'll say, oh, this was the better deal for me because of X, Y, and Z. Vince has his answer already in the books. He's got too many lawyers and people that tell him what to say. He's good to go. I don't think they're going to find anything from this. I've always said this, and people may not like this, Sean, but I always feel like people in higher positions never really face consequences for the most part.
I see no lies or no caps in what you're saying.
I just think that's what it is. And BJ put it here. No, they said share-wise he would only have 18% after the merger. Correct. But that's just his stock holdings. He's also going to get more money because he's also an employee. He has bonuses that no one else is going to get. He is the second-ranked highest official in that company. Second-ranked. They know what they're doing. They know. Maybe it's just someone to look out for the decisions he makes. Ari lets Dana White do whatever he wants. The man was caught on camera hitting someone before that stupid slap show came out. The show sucked. I don't know what it was called. Power Slap? Is that it?
Power Slap, yeah.
The show sucked. It's an idiotic show, and with what we know about head trauma today, it should not be airing on television, my opinion. But he didn't get in trouble with the whole thing with him and his wife. You think Vince is going to get in trouble? That's water under the bridge. That didn't even happen under his wife. So he's like, yo, I don't know about that. I don't care. This is my buddy right here. He's going to run his thing. He's not even going to be paying attention to him until he starts realizing maybe that it's eating his profit or something. Until he sees that, he don't care. He don't care. You making money? Cool. That's all he cares about. That's what this is going to be. Vince owns less than 18% of WWE now. Still got the power, though. That's the one thing you guys are missing. Yeah, he owns less, but he's got power.
And it's like the power is starting to wield itself again.
Yeah. Six said, thank the wrestling guys. I'm just a wrestling fan and not just a WWE fan. I know there are other places that have way better wrestling, in my opinion, than WWE. I know I'll be fine, and the WWE fanboys can continue to watch the product with rose-tinted glasses.
I think the rose-tinted glasses are starting to come off of people's faces, man. I think more and more people are starting to see that it really is crap.
Sean, you know, bro. Listen, we used to do podcasts and stuff beforehand, and I know everybody probably thought, man, this dude's such a WWE hater. But then I think everybody started seeing it. Like I'm like, slowly but surely, they're like, yo, he's kind of right. And Derek said Jinder should have never won the title ever.
What up, Derek? What's going on, brother? And you're right.
In my mind, there's going to be a lot less of the women. And how could you be a woman and want to work backstage with Vince after all this has happened? Ain't no way, Sway.
Freaking pig.
If it isn't lit, maybe going back to bra and panty matches, I don't think they can go back to that. They'll face serious backlash with that. But Sean, let's talk about what happened on SmackDown with your boy. Dad, can I make an announcement?
We're not going anywhere.
Triple H came out on SmackDown. I think that's where this picture is from. And he came out, and guess what we're getting? It's back. It's the WWE Draft, everybody.
Whoop-de freaking do.
I hate the draft. It is one of the most foolish things that they do every single year. You know why I don't like it? And it's not because of me. It's not because I don't want to like it. You know why? Because they never stick to the principles of the draft.
Oh,
they can't do it
all the time, bro. People cross over all the time.
Bro, Matt Riddle was just on both shows. What show is he
in the same week, exactly.
What show? Roman, I get. The Bloodline, I understood, but the Bloodline still showing up on whatever show they want. So
right, they're no longer champions. I thought that was the rule.
What difference does it make? You just come over, you take the belt you want, and you keep it moving. I proposed this, Sean. I don't know. Like, I guess we're getting into dream scenarios first. In your perfect world, what is the best way for them to do the draft? Or what would you do? Is it just one roster? Is it a mixture of something? What would you do?
I don't know. All I know right now is my hair looks amazing. But anyway, I think the draft is a joke. I think, as a matter of fact, I think it's filler. I think the fact that they're doing the draft is a big waste of time. But the problem is everybody's excited about it because of how terrible the product has been. So they're trying to shake things up again. And it's going to be nothing but hyperbole. It's going to be nothing but complete and total nothingness. It's going to be a draft. They're going to draft 10 people, and it's going to go back to status quo. They're going to stick to the draft. They're going to stick to the rules of the draft for a month. And by the time that month goes, it's going to be over with and done. You're telling me the Usos are never going to be on Raw again? Bullcrap. You're telling me Riddle's not going to keep going back and forth? Bullcrap. I mean, it's like the draft meant something back in the early 2000s because they stuck to it. You are not going to see The Rock on Raw. You are not going to see Stone Cold on SmackDown, period, for at least those 2 years. But then it's like, it's ridiculous, man.
Well, we know what ended up happening with that, too.
Yeah. True.
You don't have that star power like you once did with the old school brands. Six said, what top female wrestlers do you guys think they're going to let their contracts run out and dip like Mercedes and Trinity? I can see Bayley, but I don't see any. Like, I don't see Becky and Charlotte. They've been treated too well. What are you gonna?
Why would Charlotte go anywhere? She could write her own ticket.
I'm just thinking of the top names that could leave. I can see Bailey maybe doing it though. Like
Bailey needs to get the hell out of there as quickly as she can.
Yeah, because they don't treat her fully right. But you gotta have the guts to leave though, too. That's how I see it.
Money does talk. I mean, they're probably making a lot of good money. Derek, I see you, bro. But it's like, at what cost, man? Like, I bet Drew can resign. I bet you they've already presented him with a new contract, and he was like, "Nah, I'm chilling."
Yeah, he knows it's buns, and he's not resigning early. Nobody's resigning early, so you might as well wait until it's closer to the time because they're all going to hold out for more money. Doug said following the draft rules. That sounds like a good idea. You know what that means. Listen, if people have been messing with me for a long time, you know I'm the first person. I'm out here yelling, "What draft? What draft do you speak of?" Anytime they bring it up, I'm like, "What draft? What show are these guys on?" "Oh, you can't be like that with everything." No, you told me this was a special episode of this show that I should care about this draft. Why should I? Why should I?
But my thing is this, similar to what you were saying earlier. And the next pick, Riddle. You mean the guy who was on Smackdown last week and Raw? Like that guy? Like, where's he being drafted to? NXT? Because he was on literally both shows in 1 week. Who's getting? Oh, Roman Reigns has been drafted. Oh, the guy who was on both. The Usos have been drafted. Oh, you mean Drew McIntyre? Sheamus? Like, come on, bro. Like, it's pathetic.
If it were up to me, I'm a big proponent of trying to unify as many titles as you can. But
you want to unify the belts?
Yes. Because number one, you don't have enough people for a solid women's division for two different rosters. I'm sorry. I have to be the truth teller of this. You don't have enough. You don't have enough tag teams really for the tag division either. That's why I'm like, you know what? One set of tag belts, cool. But here's why I say that I think it's a good idea to unify them. If you want to really keep the brand split, put the championships on people that you know can move numbers. So that way when they jump from back and forth to both sides, all right, we're going to get a little boost because Roman's on tonight. Oh, Rhea's the double champ right now. We'll get a little boost from Rhea tonight. Oh, Charlotte's the double champ. We'll get a little boost tonight. And that allows you the leeway of having someone go back and forth. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. And you have to earn that spot. If you want, you want Monday off? Well, you better become a champion around here. It's incentivizing people. Okay. It's telling people certain things. That's what I think could end up happening with it. I don't know though, bro. Like that, I never liked the draft concept. That to me was the beginning of like the downfall period to me. I tried to give it a chance when it first happened, but I never liked it. It just never made sense.
Well, I definitely think they should split the WWE titles. I think Raw needs a champion and not the United States champion.
I think you should just combine that lineage with the WWE championship with the Universal, and then you could just explain why there were two champs in certain time periods and just start a new belt, or you go back to Big Gold. You pick some, I don't know. What Big Gold? I like that belt.
Oh, Big Gold is the most iconic belt ever, of course.
Yeah, I would love for them to bring that back. I don't know what they're gonna do here, man. It's just sad. Roman's off, by the way, guys. I heard he's not gonna be at Backlash, but he's gonna be at some other shows coming up.
Off how long? Like he's gonna be off TV for a month?
He's not gonna be on Backlash, is what I was reading. So no Roman at Backlash. So it sounds like it's probably gonna be Solo and the Usos versus Riddle and Owens and Zayn.
Yeah, but also the main event's going to be Cody versus Brock.
Yeah, you'll have that too.
Right.
If you care, because I can only imagine how it's going to go. Suplex. Oh, Crossroads. Don't get me started. The Dad Panther says, "What if the real reason of the draft is so Vince McMahon gets Raw and Triple H gets SmackDown? But how long is Vince going to really mind his own business before he's like, you know who's in charge around here, right?" I can see it at the dinner table on a Sunday. Pass the biscuits and pass over 3 of your wrestlers to Raw.
Yeah. But Dad, I don't understand.
How's school today?
I'm the gamer.
How's school today, Declan? How's it going? How's your dad's leg?
Stephanie, talk to your dad. He's out of control again.
I just don't have faith that Vince will leave well enough alone, Dad Panther. Biscuit, but I mean Alexa Bliss. I haven't seen Alexa in a minute still. I know she was out for a while. Hopefully she's coming back soon. If they did it and made an actual stuck fixture, I'd do it like the original. Appoint GMs and let the contract deals happen. Oh yeah, Adam Pearce, by the way, the worst like commissioner, general manager. We got people interfering in matches and people act like it didn't happen. Even Cody. The better man won at WrestleMania. No, he didn't. He cheated. He cheated. Why are you saying that? Moronic.
What an idiot.
It's not even him. It's probably how it's
written. No, it's the way it was written. Exactly.
Why? You're making this character look foolish. You want to switch someone when they're over. Other than Money in the Bank, you stay still. I mean, they said Becky was noticeably angry last week about creative changes, and that Asuka tweet, man, I'd love to see Kana and other promotions. Same. Tag belts have to merge. Women's title needs to merge. Only champions that need to appear on both shows. Yeah, if you wanted belts for the show separately, you could do IC and US, and then you can flip-flop them or do whatever.
Yeah, I agree.
There hasn't been a draft since they drafted people. Matt, I'm done. I'm done with what you just said. In my honest opinion, the draft should be a part of the bigger story. Yes, let's get rid of some belts and get some new young stars. Not wrong. Not wrong at all. Let's be honest, WWE has watered down a lot of the movesets for wrestlers. Remember Ricochet on the indie circuit? Man, y'all think he was good now. The other wrestlers are shells of what they were since joining WWE. That comes with the territory, right?
That's why Jay White made the right decision.
Ooh. You were saying that. I thought he was going to the E. I'm not going to front until I found out that Vinny Macaru was coming back too early. Matt Lopez says 2002. By the way, did you hear about the hiring freeze too? I hope that's a joke. You're not going to hire the elite if you have the chance to steal them? Bro, I'm taking them. I don't care how. Who do I need to get rid of? Bruce, who needs to be gone right now to get these dudes? There's no way.
Hiring the elite would be a good idea. You know what that means?
Buy the shirt. Links in the description.
Oh, by the way, the "you know what that means" shirt. That's a good idea. You know what that means shirt is coming. By the way, just FYI.
Matt Lopez says 2002, 2005 were how draft should be. Hold on, Matt. I can't let you say that, bro. There was definitely a year when Rene Dupree was the number one pick in 2004. I remember that night.
Rene Dupree was not the number one pick.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was when he went to Smackdown.
No, he wasn't. There's no way Rene Dupree was the number one overall pick.
I'm going to need you to go on our handy assistant, Google. Ask Google right now. Rene Dupree was the number one pick.
No way. No way.
Okay. When Sean pulls it up, y'all know I'm not joking.
There's no way. That has to be a mistake.
Quill said, knowing WWE, they may have another dumb draft moment like when John Cena got drafted twice. Once again, plain buffoonery. Anthony, what's going on? Hashtag MOB. You found it?
That is but no. See, that's it. Okay. All right. Let's get some context here. Number one, let me humbly say that Conrad was 100% right. But there's a caveat. This was the draft lottery. It wasn't a draft.
Didn't mean it was a good idea.
No, okay, but let's put some context in it. When Vince and Ric Flair were on the stage in 2002, the number one overall pick was The Rock. The number two overall pick was Hogan or Austin or whoever it was. This was a lottery. This was like rolling the thing, the pin, and picking out a ball and seeing who you get. That's what that was. Rene Dupree wasn't the first overall pick, Conrad.
Listen.
No, you know what I'm trying to say.
I know we're playing the word game right now. He was picked. He was picked. All right.
He was picked randomly out of a box.
And creatively, he was picked.
Yeah, that's true. It definitely was on purpose.
And guess how they sent him away? With a Stone Cold Stunner. Great job, everybody involved. You did a good job making that feel important.
Right.
Bad Bunny is the main event in Puerto Rico.
No way. I respect what you're saying.
Dad Panther.
Appreciate you, man. But I don't think they'll put him. That doesn't make any sense. Well, matter of fact, they probably will because it doesn't make any sense.
I could see them doing like three main events. You know what I'm saying?
For
the 3 hours. So.
Triple main event. Triple main event.
3 different cities. Sorry, that's us being old. WrestleMania.
Wow, that's hilarious.
3 different cities. Dad's running one, I'm running the other, and Bruce is doing one.
Yep. Oh my goodness.
Cody versus Brock should be a Caribbean street fight. I don't know if we should be doing that now. And I saw who you said was the guest ref.
Careful.
I'm leaving that out. Between Vince's heavy laughs and Triple H's hard laughs, bro, all the windows in that must stay fogged up. Yep, DBS, dumb babyface syndrome. Absolutely. Derek, wait a minute, player. It's the Mac Militant. Teddy Long, that was my guy. Rob said, what it do, fellas? What's good, Rob?
What up, Rob?
Hiring freeze is standard in a merger period. All I'm saying is if you have the chance to get somebody,
unfreeze it.
Yeah, I don't care about no freeze. You got to scoop them. Exactly, Sean. You're right about Jay White. Fifi was more over than Rene Dupree. Yes, Bunny and Ray versus Don and Priest. I still wonder if they'd make that a trios match, but maybe because what's Finn doing? But maybe Finn's hurt and they want him to recover. That's true. An intermission concert with Bad Bunny, maybe 2. Could get that.
Sunday.
Why the though? Yes. Katie Vick. I don't know what to expect from these.
Imagine Triple H calling, getting his kids ready for school. Kids, the bus is outside. What do you want for lunch? Peanut butter and jelly. And then he starts telling his kids his accolades for no reason, like they care. I'm the gamer. Dad, I'm going to school. I was champion 10 times.
Dad, you are terrorizing.
We don't care, Dad. We don't care.
Dad, you're terrorizing. Jay White is built how I'd imagine Adam Cole. He needs some milk. I'm just playing. Jay White's all right. Jay White, listen, he was in New Japan. He done took his bumps. He's coming in like whatever money I want, I'm taking.
Jay White, let me tell you something, bro. And this is complete fabrication. I have no proof of this. Jay White took $10 million less to go to AEW, and he's the happiest guy on the planet right now. Vince was like, I'll give you Triple H. I'll give you $100 million. AEW offered him $100,000. He signed right away. He was like, I'm good. I don't want to commit career suicide.
Now, I think there's price points to that, but if it was close enough. Real talk, all jokes aside, if Vince offered him 10 and Tony offered him 7 for sanity, and you only work 1 day a week, maybe. Why not? There's not that many house shows still in the AEW. It's a W.
Facts.
Speaking of that, Tony Khan had a big announcement last week on television. Oh, baby! Tony Khan was sitting there. First, we talked about his new signing. Nigel McGuinness here. How did you let him go? Yo, when I hear Kevin Patrick, we're going back to Raw real quick. Mm-hmm. When you hear him tonight, I want you all to be pissed like I am when I hear him talking. And it's not that I don't like the dude. Like, I want to like the dude. But he's not good. He's not good. We were getting rid of other people for him. Dude, I would have been like, Nigel McGuinness, if you don't get over here right now, I will pay you to come over here and take that spot.
We have a British guy who is a former world champion all over the world, lots of experience, knowledgeable, and speaks well. That sounds like a good idea, hiring him and keeping him around. You know what that means.
I just feel like Kevin Patrick needs to be on. He would be okay for NXT, I think. Like, you can go there, you can make some mistakes, you can learn.
Kevin Patrick would be good on Velocity.
He used to do main event. So
he should go back.
I just don't think he's ready for primetime Raw. There's just something he's missing, like the oomph. You know what I mean? We're missing something that like Bobby had.
What are you saying right now? Like, I just stop, bro. I'm gonna cut you off right. He's terrible. We don't need to go into semantics. He's bad.
No, but I'm saying, what happened to like people just being great announcers? Like, But like I said, Heenan, Jesse, Gorilla, Vince. And Vince wasn't even that great. We could nitpick all of them for certain things that they did, but they still had like that passion. Like no matter what they said, Vince will. I'll say this: even when you play the video games, when Vince McMahon does voiceover work, you believe it. And like it's him. He'll be in there. Let me do it again. But we got it, sir. I said, let me do it again, and then he'll just get into the character. That's it's just. I don't know, man. Dad Panther said, what if Triple H had a low voice like Prince or Mike Tyson?
What if Triple H had a low voice? I am the game.
Oh, no, he's talking like Prince or Mike Tyson.
Oh, God. I don't even know how to do that. Yeah, that'd be bad. Oh,
I'm the game. How you doing? Get rid of all irrelevant wrestlers.
I'm the game, Chewy.
Foul, Rob. Foul. I think Rob's done with Bray. He said, like Bray Wyatt. I have a question. Do y'all think Vince selling to WWE to Endeavor was the final straw with Stephanie stepping down from WWE?
I think Stephanie saw the writing on the wall, and I think Stephanie wants peace.
Yeah. I mean, she went from I was born to do this to stepping away from the entire company because you always believed Stephanie was going to get it. And when she realized Vince is not relinquishing control to her or her family, she was done. She wasted her chance.
She's a little selfish too, though. Let's not even.
Oh no, yeah, dude. Listen, Triple H and them don't have my sympathy in any of that.
Not at all.
You chose to stay there,
yeah.
But you got to know too. Like Vince is going to do what he wants. Nothing's a sure thing. Why do you think Shane disappeared all those years ago? He knew. He was like, "Yo, he ain't giving it to me. I'm out."
One thing you can say about Shane, he's definitely a stand-up guy.
Yeah, he knows. He comes back. You cutting me a check? All right, I'll do whatever you want.
He's a stand-up guy. He just can't stand up.
I'm gonna leave that where it is. D said, unfortunately, Derek's a big Bray Wyatt fan. He was in the system with NXT UK, but got let go. It was a bad move, but they took the money cut over seniority. You want to hear a great announcer and passion? Listen to Ian and Caprice in ROH. They might be the best duo, I think, for commentary right now. And Nigel's with them now, I think, too.
No, I don't want to be a hater. I still think the best duo in wrestling is Graves and Cole. But that's not saying much. Look, I think Cole has many limitations. We talked about this. But Michael Cole's good. He's not great. He'll never be great. He'll never be Jim Ross. He'll never be Gorilla Monsoon. But he's passionate, and he gets it. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing about Michael Cole. He gets it. I don't think he's great, but I think he's earned respect. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, if they put him in the Hall of Fame, I'm not going to be sitting there with the sign saying, no. Exactly. Michael Cole's had some great calls, but like you said, he's no JR. Right. And the way that they forced him in was kind of disgusting at times. And
right. And the comment at WrestleMania with Corey Graves, which obviously was fed to him. Oh, you're the longest reigning announcer in WrestleMania history. Okay, Jim Ross doesn't care. Jim Ross is living his life, bro. We don't need to throw jabs.
Yeah, I was definitely watching Jim Ross AEW compilation of just things that he said, and I was in tears, bro.
Well, you gotta tell me more about that because I missed that.
Oh no, it was just I was on YouTube just scrolling through. I think E might have sent it to me, and it was just things JR said on Dynamite, and you would just be cracking up.
Okay.
What are you, Tony? What's going on? What are you doing? He just starts randomly talking. You can see like the moments of greatness, but JR's just checked out. I think people are laughing at Sean. He ain't standing out. Y'all terrible, man. Terrible for those Shane jokes. Ian is so good. I agree. I think Ian and Caprice. I'll stand on that. I think they're the best. And Tom Phillips or Tom Hannafan, I think's his name in Impact. He just re-signed with them too. I think that they're a great team too. They finally got their announced team that they want with him and what's my guy from the Vaudevillains name? Matt Raywald. McKinney says a lot of people are hating on AEW saying they won't sell out. Oh yeah, hold on, McKinney. I'm gonna come back to you. Let's get back to this. Tony Khan's big announcement. I'm here to announce. Tony, you're killing me, bro. You're killing me. Tony is just so he's like a kid, bro. He's just sitting there. He's so happy. But I love it, though. I'd rather have that than some evil dictator, I guess, like yelling at you. But he's like, I'm so happy to tell you this. And when he was going to make the announcement, bro, we were thinking, some people were like, it's going to be a video game, something small. Bro, he swung for the fences, Sean.
He's Wembley Stadium? He's going for the gusto. Oh, that's crazy. That's a crit. Yo, he's shooting for the fences. To me, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a history lesson, Conrad, that you don't really need because I know you know what I'm talking about. This is like Vince trying to sell out the Pontiac Silverdome. He's going for it all on this one, and I love it.
They announced AEW All In is back, but they're doing it a week before All Out. How are you going to get 2 shows?
See, that's stupid though, bro. See, that's
no. Adam Cole said something I don't know if people noticed, and Matt Lopez is the only one who brought it to my attention, and I shared it with other people too. Did you notice what Adam Cole said when he made the announcement for him where the stadium was?
Remind me.
He said Warner Brothers Discovery 100 years. Warner Brothers Discovery, that is true, and they have an announcement coming up at this like 100-year ceremony thing. And they're going to be talking about their streaming service. Now, if you're Tony, you can't expect people to pay $50 back to back, right?
Not at all.
It's kind of crazy. Are they going to stream one of these for free on that new streaming service, and then they'll start putting up the old AEW shows on there so everybody can watch? Fans have been begging for ways to get back to watching the old shows. Similar to me, I bought some on pay-per-view, I have some on BR Live, and I have some other ways. And
other ways.
well, I'll keep it a buck with y'all. VPNs, bro. On Fight. So you know what I mean? So they're you have them all mixed up. And I can't remember what show I bought where and when. And All In I watched at a buddy's house. So I can't watch All In ever again. I mean, you could try to find it on YouTube. Wink face, I did. But how are you going to pull this off?
I mean, streaming would be amazing. They're gonna have to pull something to see what I feel like they pigeonholed themselves. They made an amazing announcement because my ears perked up when I heard Wembley Stadium, but it was immediately a little bit of a downtrodden feeling when I found out that they're doing pay-per-views, quote-unquote pay-per-views, back-to-back. If one is free and they're just trying to get people to stream it, it's actually a brilliant idea. But if it comes down the pike and we get to August going into Labor Day and they say that we have to buy both, that's a big mistake. So I hope they don't go that route, obviously.
I hear you, man. And listen, we haven't had people in that stadium. One of my all-time favorite pay-per-views. And this actually had me thinking, Sean, this might be a topic for another show. Mm-hmm. But we might have to talk about what was the best year for the Big Four pay-per-views for the E. Because this one was on my mind when I was thinking about it. 92 is a great year, technically.
92 was pretty good. WrestleMania 8 kind of let us down, but
it's all right. And that was the other thing. I was like, WrestleMania 8's on the lower half, probably, with Survivor Series that year.
SummerSlam Survivor Series and Royal Rumble was better than WrestleMania that year.
When I was a kid, I wanted this show so bad on VHS. I remember you would cut out the little things in the magazines. I filled it out with my name. I did it straight. My parents were like, "Oh, it looks really good." I was like, "Can we get this for like $30?" My dad was like, "Yeah, I'll take a look at that and see." I'm pretty sure that thing went right in the garbage. I never got it. He was like, "Yeah, I think I sent that in." Never got it. So now I have to watch it the other way. But like, come on now. Like, Tony Khan is swinging for the fences. They had $25K pre-register for that arena. And the arena's not the same that we saw from SummerSlam. Right. I think they demolished it and then they rebuilt it.
Oh, it's definitely rebuilt, yeah.
But look at all those people in there. That is insane. And I know Tony wants that. And this is the first time in the UK. So you're going to have people going over from America. I've already heard people talk about they were making plans and looking for hotel rooms already. May 5th, the tickets go on sale. They're going to do this big.
It's very exciting on paper. It's definitely one of those things. It's like this has the potential to be a game changer event for them.
Listen, Tony Khan is tripping right now. I don't know if y'all realize this. You're going to get Double or Nothing. I'm going to Forbidden Door. I'm going to try and do the show. Hopefully, I'm not on the road doing it while we're going back, and I got to use my phone. They're going to have Forbidden Door in Canada. Then you're going to have this show, and then All Out. Dude, Tony is delivering 4 big shows. Now, I know y'all may not want to hear this. He's going to need all the star power he can borrow and get from all of his companies.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where it comes from. What has to be on this show for you, Sean? What is like it needs to be on this show? Chat,
Drew
same thing.
McIntyre needs to be on this show.
I don't think that can happen. I heard Drew's contract is until the end of the year, until like December.
Oh, I thought he was coming up this summertime. Okay.
I think people thought that in the beginning, but
you know, there's people like Goldberg. I mean, for just name power, even though I don't like Goldberg.
if you could get him and Wardlow in a match, just to say like this is Goldberg's last match,
something like that, right? They're gonna see. The problem is they're gonna have to go gimmicky. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but you got to be careful because you don't want to get too gimmicky.
Well, and you know, All Out, they don't want to do it where they've been doing it. The Now Center only holds like 10K. They're trying to go to the United Center where the Bulls play. And anytime they've went to the United Center, there's only been one person who's been there to make that where they felt comfortable enough to do it.
Here we go.
I'm just telling you. Listen, to me, it was a sign of he's got to come back. You need him for this card. You have to, in my mind, you have to either do CM Punk, Kenny Omega, or you have to do the Elite versus CM FTR. You have to.
CM insubordinate. Gotcha.
That's fine. That's fine. He can be insubordinate. He makes me proud. I wish I could do that to some people.
CM unprofessional. Great guy.
Yeah, shout out to the bosses who walked into it too. So, leaving that where it is, because we can get into this all day.
Yo, I'm calling it right now. Clash of the Podcast, me versus Conrad, CM Punk versus the Elite. We have to go all in, no pun intended, on that conversation. Because I have so many things I need to say to you, bro. It's time. We've been dipping and dabbing about it. We have to get into this, bro. Full-fledged.
One week, maybe we will. Maybe once it gets closer to it. But be honest with yourself. Do you not need CM Punk for this, though? Like, you need all hands on deck.
You do. If you're going to sell 80,000 tickets, 90,000 tickets.
4 different main events.
Yeah, that's too. Yeah. I mean, you have to also put Jade Cargill in the match. It's going to make sense, too. Maybe this should be the match she loses the title. And I'm talking about that would take somebody like Mercedes Moné to come out or something like that.
And is Mercedes going to show up at Forbidden Door, or do you wait until Mercedes can come to All In? And is All In going to be the same thought process as the original? Remember, the original All In was all independent people from New Japan, Mexico. They got Rey Mysterio was on the original All In, and people forget in the main event. What do you have to keep that same feeling, Sean, or do you think this is different now? Like it's AEW big
Forbidden Door. I think Forbidden Door should be a well put together, especially for the sake of you being there, bro. I don't want you to get gypped. It should be a very well thought out preview show for All In. It has to be. You have to do something to set the stage. We need some major debuts at Forbidden Door, some major surprises at Forbidden Door to set the stage for Wembley Stadium. And it needs to start actually as soon as possible because they need to sell those tickets in advance. They need to have WrestleMania 3 is always my benchmark. They had 70,000 of those 90,000 tickets sold before Andre, just with Andre and Hogan, right? Andre and Hogan was the only match announced for months. So that match was made on the Piper's Pit in January, and Mania was March. They sold 70,000 of those 173 by February. So you need to have something in place, bro, by July 4th, bro.
So what's your main event? Sean's in charge. You're Tony Khan. What's your main event for that show?
As much as it pains me to say it, my main event is CM Punk versus Kenny Omega.
Okay. I just want to make sure everybody's.
I'm not gonna ever lie to you, bro. I'm not happy about it, but I'm always gonna tell you the truth.
So here's the other weird thing, though. I could see Jericho trying to get his stuff in on this too.
Oh, Jericho should not be in the main event for this particular show.
Hear me out, though. Yeah, listen, sure. Let me be Chris Jericho. You're Tony Khan.
Sure.
Hey, Tony, listen, I got this idea. You know how I've been trying to campaign getting Punk back? Well, what better way to have him come back and have the locker room believe him than having him work with me? I know I'm the leader around here. I can get all this done. I can see Jericho saying something like that. Like, listen, I want him back. I can't, because he knows, number one, big money. People know that we hate each other. So he's going to say, we can make some big money. We can do this. And I can see Punk rolling his eyes at him because Punk doesn't like him. Punk obviously thinks he's a stooge.
Yeah.
And let me not get started on that. But he's going to want to do that. Is that something you consider if you're Tony? Because what if the Elite don't want to work with Punk? This is the other problem. This is what you're saying. Well, who wants to work with someone who got jawed by somebody after
Facts.
Yeah, sure. And like I said, there's enough fault to go around with all that, including Tony.
Yes.
But
I've said that from the start. Yes,
we always have. But what do you do then? Do you have to sit them down and say yo, listen, if you guys don't want to do this, I'm kicking y'all out then, to the Elite?
Tony Khan, and I pray not only just for my point being across. I pray for us that somebody of influence of that nature gets to see this show. Tony Khan needs to be a man. Tony Khan needs to say, we're doing business this way. Either we're doing it or get your ass out the door. That's it. He's the boss. I need to sell 100,000 tickets. And you know something? Excuse me. I'm not, by the way, AWS is as far as I'm going on profanity. I don't cuss. I'm not going to be sitting here on August 1st, saying that we have to reconfigure the stadium to 25,000 people. I'm not doing that. I'm trying to sell out every seat in the building. And I know that CM Punk versus Kenny Omega is the best match that I can put on that would sell tickets from the main event alone. And if you don't like it, get out.
And CM Punk too, though. I'm going to flip it on you. See, I would tell CM Punk, you better be back here beforehand and you better have this fixed. Right. I don't want to hear from them. You got to talk both sides. Listen, I don't want to hear from them and I don't want to hear from you. You're not doing anything. That's how this has got to go. And if you really want to air it all out, everybody get into wherever Tony's office is. I'm sure he's got a big room back there or in front of a hockey room. Everybody sit at this table in this arena. Listen, you got something to say it now, because when we go out that door, all I expect to see is handshakes, hugs, and kissing babies.
Yes,
so
sir.
Say what you got to say and be done with it. Don't throw any fists. Don't get violent. And this is it. Decide. Because he needs them. He needs them.
Because at the end of the day, like I said, not to beat a dead horse, but it's the truth. Hogan, Andre, Savage. But I want to focus more on the massive arena. 93,000, WrestleMania 3. To make it a little bit more current, 70,000, WrestleMania 17. You have to be able to sell tickets on the main event alone. You have to be able to fill a building with the main event alone, Conrad. If you can't fill a building with your main event, you're doing something wrong. And as critical as I've been, you know this, of CM Punk, I'm saying CM Punk versus Kenny Omega is a main event that would fill the building as the only revealed match.
I also think you should try to let this bleed into the All Out card.
Oh, sure.
I think if you have Punk and him there, maybe you do CM FTR in Chicago, and we'll see how it goes that night. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You got choices, you got options. I just want Tony to be very smart here. I know Tony's like us, bro. We can map this all out and have good ideas. The problem is personalities and when injuries occur. Then you got to change plans and figure out, how do I make this work now?
Absolutely.
Let's go to we're men of the people. Let's see what they're saying here. McKinney says a lot of people are hating on AEW. They won't sell out Wembley Stadium, but the UK fans are nuts. So I'd be open to 50K tickets and just let it fill up as it goes. AEW wins no matter what.
I would say, McKinney.
What's the number for you, Sean? What's the number you think?
Shout out to you, McKinney. I would say 50,000 is on the low end for what they should want to accomplish. I think 50,000. I'm with you. I got you, Conrad. I think 50K is a loss, bro. I think 50K is a loss. They should be going for 75 and up.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. What's your measuring stick for?
They should be going for 75 and up.
Okay, it's going to be. I'm interested to see what they do for this show. A lot. JR was cooking. AEW Raw is war. Tony didn't blink for 2 minutes. Yo, I said the same thing to Derek. I was like, yo, this man has not blinked. Look at his eyes. I'm like, there's no way. And then he blinked like 100 times after when he couldn't take it anymore. Matt Lopez said Wednesday, 1 p.m. Warner Brothers had the Discovery announcement coming up. Kazaa, the theme of the today. AEW and ROH on Plus. Toy Ed PPV let Tony cook. Yeah. Let's see here. I have other ways too. Haha. Think Kappa Ross. I say put AEW all in on the new possible streaming service and put all out on by traditional means, which they probably will. Like, I wouldn't give up pay-per-view for this. You just need a place that you can go watch AEW at any time you want, though, versus like Hulu or wherever else you're getting your stuff from. It has to be the other ways to be able to watch everything out here. Listen, all I'm saying is if anybody wants to get us a VPN deal, feel free. I'll tell you how to do it. Please. Definitely dope. All the nearby hotels are completely sold out already, BJ said.
Nice.
That's a good thing. That's a good sign. I thought about taking a trip, but the almost 3-month wait to apply to renew a passport. People better get going now if you want to go. I'm calling it now with Ospreay returning on May 21st. If Punk, Omega, or Elite versus Punk and FTR, we get Ospreay versus Omega 3. I can see that.
I would stray away from that, though, ML. I would stray away from any kind of 6-man tags. I think you're on the 6-man tag bandwagon also. You got to split up these guys. Elite, no. We need the Young Bucks should be fighting in a tag match. Adam Page should be fighting in a match. Omega should be fighting in a match. You can't waste that kind. You know what I'm trying to say, bro? You can't waste them being together. We don't even need the trios tag titles on the line unless you have a really legitimate team to go against them.
Oh, so Dad Panther said FTR versus the Elite, then BCC. You could. I feel like we're gonna get that at Double or Nothing though. The Elite and BCC. I think they're gonna do that now. And you got them too. They got to be in big matches.
You got to be careful, man. FTR versus Elite, meaning like FTR versus the Bucks. Yeah, I'm cool with that. But like, I don't. You can't waste people, man. You can't waste people.
Well, that's gonna have a lot of politics in it too, because the Bucks aren't gonna. Both teams aren't gonna want to lose that. You know what I'm saying? The rubber match.
Of course.
Yeah, so that's gonna turn into Politics City, and that's not good. McKinney chanting CM Punk. AEW in London, Wembley Stadium, that's huge. If that goes well enough, then AEW and Tony Khan should lock down that venue indefinitely like how WWE does. I don't think they should do that. I think that makes them look like the bad guy. Don't be afraid of that competition. Go ahead, you fill it up now. Your turn. Go ahead. Makes more money for the fans. It keeps fans happy. Because if the fans know you did that, they're going to be pissed.
I feel you, but at the same time, like WWE are jackoffs for, shutting down MSG,
Yeah, that's fine. They can pay all that money when it's time to go there. Eventually, MSG is going to get tired of waiting for you.
I hear
that. Someone said Monet versus Baker. Is that the match you do? I like your idea though. I
want Monet for the TBS title.
Maybe you could do both. I mean, like I said, she's part of technically New Japan. Maybe Forbidden Door.
Can I keep it a stack with you? I think it should be Hayter versus Baker.
Ooh, you think it's time to do the Splitsville?
For this Wembley Stadium announcement, it's definitely time to make it work.
Hayter should be in a big match though. That's her home country as well. That's what I'm saying. Maybe Will Ospreay and them should be on this card a little bit.
I think Hayter versus Baker, Cargill versus that's giving me chills, bro. Whoa, possibilities, bro.
Bro, imagine this joint is for free. Like, if do you have HBO Max?
I do.
Imagine if you could watch this for free, like you already paid for. Like, I get this for free.
Oh my god! Imagine, I'm getting excited just thinking about it.
Matt Lopez says CM take away his social media as fast as he can. Yeah, you might.
Yes.
Hang it up, bro.
Muzzle him until August 17th, please.
And someone stop Dave Meltzer from talk. Why can't people just do what Regal did? Yo, please don't talk about me. Do not bring me up. If you didn't hear from me, don't write it.
Right. Fact.
And that's it. Regal keeps it a stack with that. I think other people should do the same. Sombra in the house. What's up, brother? What's going on, Sombra? He said, I ain't going to be able to watch tonight, but I hope Raw ain't like last week. Might be the most important post-scandal. 6 said we need big debuts in AEW returns. We need Mercedes Moné appearance. We need all the dream matches TK can book between all the wrestling promotions. He's got to spread them out too, though. You can't just put them all on All In because, like we said, you're trying to sell a pay-per-view next week. How are you going to get people to want to watch both?
Yeah, but let me say this about debuts, and you know that I love debuts, so stick with it. I understand where you're going, bro, but in this particular case, we need people to know who's going to be on the show. Yes, we can hope for surprises, but you know what? If you can get Mercedes Moné on the books before the pay-per-view, make sure it's known that she's on the books. We want as many advertised main events for this show in advance as we could possibly get.
Matt Lopez said, what about the Golden Lovers versus FTR? Ooh, Omega and Ibushi versus FTR. That would be fire.
But again, ML, I like what you're saying, but I need Omega in a singles.
Yeah, because that's what Kenny Omega's here. That's why I think they kind of, him and the Bucks, they kind of were like, you're coming over here, and Hangman's going to go with them now to split up the story. As BJ likes to say that, oh, we're not friends. It's been 4 years of, we're not friends right now. If we don't get Punk versus Omega, we got to have Ospreay versus Omega. I want Okada versus Dan. Ooh, I like that too. I don't know if we're going to get. Ooh, that'd be nasty. Okada, Danielson, FTR versus the Bucks, Adam Cole and Hangman versus Jay White and Juice Robinson, Ricky Starks versus MJF. Could get it. Shout out to Sonata too, who became the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. I'm happy.
That was a big upset too. Wow.
Yeah. Matt Lopez said, I can believe Jericho versus Punk at All In if this is streaming on the streaming service. They need to sell pay-per-views next week in Chicago.
Facts.
You could. Mox versus Sonata for the IWGP Championship, BJ says. Maybe you could do something like that. David Finlay versus Naito. Give me Hiromu versus Commander. You could.
And by the way, it should be a double-digit card as well.
What, 10 matches or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Jay White versus CM Punk. Hiromu versus Darby Allin. You guys are going in. CM Punk doesn't have to be in the main event. Just put his name on the card and let the fan fantasy booking of what he's going to do sell the tickets. But they need him on this show.
Agreed.
Contract cost money.
CM Punk come on and be like, I'll see you at Wembley Stadium or some crap like that.
Dad Panther says contracts cost money. This is where VKM is better than Tony. I think Tony can offer you more, though, for less. You can do a lot less work if you come over here. But Tony's got the problem with Tony. His roster's huge, bro. This is like having too many action figures, bro. Like, you can't. What are you gonna do with all these?
But this is the reason why they can pull this show off. This should be a 4-hour show with nothing but main events. No, even though it was a good match, no WrestleMania showcase matches. No Ray versus Dom, even though it was entertaining. We need all Roman versus Cody all night long.
Right? BJ says, I call 60K a win, but I'd be fully content with 70. I think 70K should be what they aim for and bring in big names from ROH, New Japan, and AAA. They might keep that spirit. Only UFC is getting money for pay-per-views, so like the WWE via Peacock. I'm saying trios because I'm thinking they will put Punk and Omega in Chicago where all the BS started.
No, I hear you, ML. You're making a good point, but I'm telling you, I think my counterpoint to your point is that I just think we need Omega one-on-one. I don't care who I do care who he fights, but it should be Omega one-on-one.
I kind of agree with Sean because what arena are you trying to fill up? You need more people in the UK arena than Chicago.
Right.
Chicago will be there for the fallout of this. What's our card then? That's what they're going to be saying.
Yeah.
Mercedes Moné is the GOAT. I will agree. AZM versus Hater. They could get some stardom folks if they wanted to.
Bro,
if they don't lock it, Wembley, Vince and his Endeavor buddies just might never underestimate the power of money and pettiness.
Facts.
How about Kota?
Question: Moné has to be on this show.
Someone says, how about Kota Ibushi on All In? I could see it. Ibushi versus Omega in the main event. I don't know if that sells, though, as well as...
Gotta sell seats, ML. I understand where you're going, but we gotta sell seats.
Oh, he said, what about MJF? What do you do with him? World champ right now.
Yeah, but see, that's the beauty of it. I agree. I don't even have an answer. MJF does seem like he's getting lost in the shuffle. That's how good this show has to be, bro. That's how good this show has. What are we gonna do with MJF? That's how good this show has to be. When you literally are trying. And now that ML brought up that good question, I don't know where does MJ? Because I'm thinking the undeniable main event should be CM Punk versus Omega. I don't know where MJF falls on the list. What about you?
I'm thinking he might be someone for like a Adam Cole or Hangman Page, even. Just
Adam Cole, I like. Okay.
You could do something with those guys in a match. Let me see here. McKinney says TK has put a lot of money in the UK and Mexico's wrestlers' pockets. He's calling all the favors like the Godfather. I think he's going to be AEW's biggest win. Let's go. Matt Lopez said Punk versus Joe. I think you saved that for an ROH special when you need something to cook for ROH because that's where that match was popularized.
Right.
Even though I think that could be fire. Don't go all in for all in. Not just stars, but stories, so new fans will keep wanting to watch AEW after the pay-per-view buzz is gone. WrestleMania put on some good matches. Yeah. Hayter, Saraya versus and Monet in a triple threat. Who would be the intermission entertainment? Do you need it for it? I don't think you need it, but
I'm telling you, and it may be unrealistic, but I'm thinking about the roster and we're having a good time putting together this fantasy card. I'm telling you, JJ Wren, this show needs to be 10 consecutive bangers. No bathroom matches. No pop.
Here's Fozzy. I become, man. I'm playing in front of 80,000.
Oh, by the way, I'm glad you brought that up. Fozzy should be playing live that night. Jericho to the ring.
Oh yeah, you got to have some dope entrances, I think, for some folks this night. Matt Lopez says, "Fair, I respect your viewpoint, Sean."
Thank you, and I respect yours as well.
I think they mentioned keeping the spirit of All In, so I think this will be a super card, and All Out will be most of the big AEW story matches.
Very well, and BJM, I like where you're going. Yes, I think MJF versus Cole is the best fit because MJF versus Cole, if they put this show together the way Conrad and I are talking about it, and it looks like most of the chat is talking about, MJF versus Cole would only be a semi-main event. And that's a banger on a regular AEW pay-per-view. That's what we need. I'm getting excited just talking about it, bro. We need MJF versus Michael Cole to not be the main event.
You could remember how we said Wardlow versus Goldberg? You could.
I hate Wardlow.
No, but listen, you could even do MJF versus Goldberg.
Why not? Goldberg?
Ooh. Why not? Or what if you did Sting? What if Sting was in a match too for his retirement? What if it's Sting and Darby?
But it almost has to be Sting in with a partner.
But because Sting wants to wrestle with a partner. But what if you said one match, Sting? Come on, dude. You and Max will take MJF will take good care of him, and MJF wrestles like Flair. It's slam, no sell, splash. You can do this. You can, and it'll get heat on MJF.
But see, the only problem for me, and I feel like I'm repeating myself, but just take this ride with me. I'm talking about 10 bangers. They need to hit 10 home runs. To me, Sting versus MJF is not a banger. MJF versus Adam Cole. Okay, here's a better way to put it. Every match on this show should be able to be plucked out of this pay-per-view and put into another pay-per-view and be a legitimate main event. So what I'm saying is MJF versus Adam Cole on any other AEW night is a main event, but not at Wembley Stadium. There's only one Wembley Stadium show. Sting versus Jericho, I see what Rated R Take TKO is saying. Tokyo, I don't know. Sting versus Jericho at Wembley. Let's brainstorm, Conrad. Let's dive into Jericho some more. Because I'm having some issues with Jericho as far as who he can be matched up with to keep my 10 banger theory going.
I feel like him and the Jericho Appreciation Society, because he's gonna need someone to protect him in the matches a little bit too. I could see him saying like, let's pull everybody up and let's have one of those, the crazy arenas. We're all gonna brawl all over the place type of match. You might be able to get away with that for an opener.
Yeah,
match in. But who though that's the real question, because right now you got a lot of heel groups. You got Moxley and the BCC. You got to find a spot for them and Claudio on this show.
Let me say something that's very controversial that people might hate me for. You might even hate me for this one, bro. People like Ricky Starks. I love Ricky Starks. I love Darby Allin. People like those guys have to be question marks for a show like this. And I say that with all due respect.
Well, and I think you got to do that battle royal that Cody and them did for the pre-show. And I think it was called the Over the Budget Battle Royal. So what they did was they did a battle royal so that they could pay the people that they got on because they went over the amount of money. They sold and auctioned every piece of the ring off, like the turnbuckle pads, 9 them. Yeah, so I think they should do that again. Over the budget battle royal, star-studded names though for once in a battle royal. Not this like you got a couple people. No, put Butcher and the Blade, all those guys who you can't find something for, but you want them on the show. Put them in that battle royal. Why not? Why not have a pre-show battle royal? It's like match 11.
Smart. I feel you on that. Smart.
Yeah, you could do that. Someone said JAS versus LIJ. Don't forget, All Out is a week later, so Tony shouldn't bust his full. I ain't gonna say that.
First of all, that figure of speech I'm not gonna repeat, but I will comment though. Yes, you do, bro. Yes, you do. You're trying to sell 90,000 tickets, bro. I don't know how you're not gonna quote unquote go all out or all in. No pun intended. Actually, pun intended. I don't know how you're gonna go all in and not go all in, bro. Like you can't. Like you have to. This has to. I don't know. I don't think you can have any questionable matches on this show.
Yeah, and Matt Lopez brought up, we haven't even talked about Pac.
Right.
Black. Yeah, there's a lot of people on this show, man. You're going to have to, are you going to split some of them so that you're going to have a match on All Out, though, but you're not going to have one here at the big pay-per-view show? Then are you underselling All Out? But those tickets will be sold as well already.
True.
It's going to be interesting to see how this gets put together. As much as we would feed Jericho's massive ego playing Judas Live will be fired, Jade's intro with another guitar player. Listen, man, you got to have my man Kingfish on the axe if you do that. I love Kingfish, by the way. If you've never seen him live, recommend it. I saw him before I even knew he was doing Jade's theme. I love that dude. Really good blues player. Adam Cole live band. The list goes on and on. Let's see here. Rob should. Oh my goodness! To make sure the mood is right, there needs to be a super 6-way scramble, maybe with Darby, Jungle Boy, Vikingo. Man, you guys are asking for a lot, man.
You know why? Because it's people like that, and it's like, and I want you to understand, Kyron. I want the chat to understand.
Them favors, Starks. You got to pay them favors back too.
Starks and Jungle Boy, like I love those guys, bro. I love them, but again, this is the. Am I wrong in saying this is going to be the biggest show in AEW history?
No, it is. It's the biggest market you're ever gonna. The most people you're gonna have to fill an arena.
So, I mean, does Jungle Boy even make the cut? I hate to say it, bro. I don't mean
no. I don't think so. But look at some. I think Tony's telling these guys, listen, we got Double or Nothing, Forbidden Door, All In, All Out. You're all gonna get a chance to be featured on these shows, but I gotta spread you all out. That's what if I'm Tony, that's what I'm saying now. I'm putting Darby, Jungle Boy, and all you guys in that main event. Then I might get you on Forbidden Door, but then I'm gonna need you to take a break, and I'm gonna need All In and All Out for some of these other cats.
Right.
Like you gotta play good politics here when you're doing this as well.
I feel you.
I'm thinking they should thinking who would be a banger, but that would be who I want to see the following week as part 2.
Yep. What she's asking, I think, is I'm thinking who would be. What she's asking is who, and correct me if I'm wrong, Rand. I think what she's asking is who would be a great match to see at the Wembley show and then have a rematch.
That's what I'm saying. Like we said with Kenny. So listen, here's how I'm booking it. If you get one match, Kenny and the CM Punk, if you can make that happen, you get them on the Wembley show. They fight, they brawl. You don't know who's gonna win. The Young Bucks come out and they're like, "Yo, we're about to get revenge on this dude. We know what he did." Super kick. Ace Steel tries to run in. Security grabs him. He can't get in. He throws a chair. Ha 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 ha. And they grab him. They're like, nope, get to the back. And then FTR come out. And it's like, wait, aren't these guys beefing too over the tag belts with them? And they start, y'all probably don't want to hear this, but can we throw some haymakers in here a little bit? Make it look good. And then they start bam, bam, bam. People will go nuts. And then in the headset, I just got word from Tony Khan that this match has been made official for All Out. And there will be no rules. Pinfalls will count anywhere in Chicago, and it's a Chicago street fight. CM Punk and FTR versus.
Okay.
You got it, bro. You got it.
Okay, I feel you.
That's how you do it. She said exactly. Okay. Exactly. BJ said that they're the pillars. They got to be featured. They might, BJ, but like Sean said, they might be in lower matches than you're expecting too, though. You might.
BJ, I wanna beat you in the head by making you understand, bro. I have the utmost respect and admiration for people like Starks and Jungle Boy. But this is the biggest show in the history of AEW, man. You got to have 10 bangers. Let me use this for an example. Conrad, back me up if you agree. Tell me I'm wrong if you think I'm wrong. Luchasaurus versus Jungle Boy is not going to work for this kind of show.
I don't think so, unless you have to put some gimmicks and some serious other stuff behind it.
Right.
Because listen, they're going to want to see Christian. Like they said, you're going to want to see Pac. You might want to see Will Ospreay. Terrell's in the chat. What's up, Terrell? He said, did TK handle it professionally by replacing all Chicago with London? I think that but we don't know for sure that they're doing that Chicago show. We just heard it from like Bowen.
Good question.
I think he made the right move though. He's got the hype right now. He's like, Mania's in the city for a week. Why can't we do two?
I don't want to talk out of both sides of my mouth because I love Wembley. You know I love Wembley. And I love the move for AEW. But you don't want to burn bridges either.
With who? Chicago or you're talking Wembley?
I'm talking about
no, Chicago gets every show. I don't want to hear nothing from them. In regards to AEW, you get All Out every year. Okay. Every year you have a guaranteed show. Las Vegas, I don't want to hear too much from you either. You get a little more leeway, but you get double or nothing every year. The casino vibe, I love it. I love it. Like, you can't go wrong with that. And instead, we're up here waiting for Full Gear and Revolution, hoping it comes to a city near you.
Right.
Show the Arthur Ashe Stadium. I don't know if you would ever go to that show. And Matt said that's going to be happening right after this.
Crazy.
That show was in this fall.
Yes.
But you know what? When you're Tony Khan, if you want to make your stuff hot, you know what he saw? Vince McMahon's back. I got to do this now. You got to take advantage now. I think before he was like, I'm trying to be soft. I'm trying to be coy. I'm trying to work with everybody. I want to be your friend. Friends are over.
Right.
Whoever you got, I'm doing whatever I got to do. You've already proven to me you don't like me. You don't want to work with me. I got you. I got something for you.
Yes, sir.
Let me see here. Oh, I know you do, Sean. I'm just saying at least one of them has to be featured or they will be treating it the same way people get treated on the Mania card. That'll be the opening match. I'm just saying.
I feel you.
One card's not the end all be all. And you're going to have a match. WrestleMania 17, one of my favorite cards of all time. You got to have Regal Jericho on there somewhere. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that the match sucked or it was horrible, but you know what I'm saying. You got to have Test versus Eddie Guerrero somewhere on here.
No, you can't. God rest his soul, one of the greatest of all time. God rest both of their souls. You can't have Test versus... You can't have 2000. God rest your soul, Eddie. God rest your soul, Andrew. You can't have 2001 Eddie Guerrero versus 2001 Test on this show, bro.
But what I'm saying is, Sean, if you do 10 bangers, the people won't be able to keep that energy up. You got to have a little bit of a come down match. You can't have everything.
No, man. This is the biggest show in history.
Go back, if you can, watch last year's All Out. I want you to watch the tag title match.
Mm-hmm.
This will always go back to this. Rob knows what I'm talking about. We watched it, and I said, yo, crowd's about to be dead after this. Whoever's on, you're in a death spot now. Because they were, bask in his glory. Then they went out and they showed out. And they took the crowd. Dude, I was tired from watching that match. I was like, whoo, what a good match.
Right.
I don't even remember what match came on after. You know why?
You make a good point. I'm just,
you gotta be careful with how you book it.
I don't want them to drop the ball, bro. I don't want them to drop the ball.
No, you can make people care about the matches.
You can't have, and I mean this with no. I keep repeating myself because I need it to be known. I don't mean it.
You can't have Brandon Cutler and Michael Nakazawa on here tagging up against. You can't do the stuff you do on Dynamite.
Thank you. I just need you to thank you for understanding. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Chicago gets everything. They get Thanksgiving Eve for crying out loud. Listen, Tony books the show what he's got to do, and I get it. I get what Hubbard is saying though. But there's bigger cities: London, New York, L.A., Miami, Boston. Sorry for Chicago. Yeah, they just love Chicago. Chicago's a hot wrestling town.
Shout out to you, Terrell. Appreciate that.
Casino ladder match could have the pillars involved.
I like that. I like that. Now that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
The MJF match could be the cool down. He could rile him up for a little bit. Yeah, it's all in how you lay it out. Mm-hmm. They're not doing all out Chicago. No way. Oh, no. It's been said that it's happening in Chicago, Terrell. Like Bowen said it. Like nobody's told them that it's not happening. And when we pull this up, normally it says it's on pay-per-view. I'm going to show you. Look. Tickets on sale. Nothing says anything about pay-per-view.
I don't see no paper. What's that Live Nation on the bottom? What does that mean?
I think that's just who they get tickets from in the UK.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's like Ticketmaster or whatever, but
got you.
I'm just saying, it's food for thought, y'all. Just let's peep
But
the game.
listen, on a side note, my brother and chat, do you see how excited we are talking about AEW? Do you see how excited we are talking about AEW?
What's the deal? You know we got a big show coming up too.
Yo, let me ask you this, Conrad, and I know this is a rhetorical question because the answer is no. And chat, were we this excited talking about WrestleMania? I'm talking about before as WrestleMania was coming. Were we this excited about it? No,
not really.
Not really.
I haven't been excited for Mania since I want to say 30. Really, like where I was super. I'm trying to think if there was another show. Maybe 34 they had me, but I got played. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I can think of.
Yeah.
We can't have QT Marshall versus Stokely. Hold on, now. I need Stokely on this card.
No, that was a good one.
In here. Stokely's one of my favorites. A good idea and one company that knows they can do like other companies. Oh, here we go. That's gonna be
there you go. AEW's a little different. That's a good idea, and you know what? We're gonna do it. That's AEW.
Let's put. We might do it.
Yeah, let's hope. Yeah, right. We hope they don't drop the ball like WWE does.
Jocelyn said, "You know what? Thank you for this. It's refreshing to watch something that spends their show that I think that doesn't drag AEW without seeing the potential of what it could be." Yeah, absolutely.
Is she talking about us? Like
it's refreshing to hear people not just focusing on AEW.
AEW has a lot of potential.
Ooh, Terrell said, I haven't been excited for a Mania since 19. Woo!
I was excited for HBK Undertaker 25.
Well, I guess that's excited for a match. Maybe saying whole card, like the whole card looks great.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to think. 24, I was a little excited for. Like that was the one I think that got me back into wrestling to where I'm here now.
Stop. Shout out to Ren, but no, WrestleMania 30 was very exciting.
Yeah. Well, shout out to CM Punk for making that happen too, because that card was looking kind of doo-doo butter from what I saw. Triple H leaving a voicemail for Tony right now. This is the game. The game. Are you hiring him? No, AEW. That's a great idea. Wow.
McKinney, are you real? Are you? Wow, McKinney has no faith in AEW. I didn't know you felt that way, McKinney.
No, he put the laugh faces. I'll let him rock. I'll let him rock.
Okay, he messing with us. Okay.
Why you had to bring up CM Punk? Come on, man. You missed the whole. We already talked about it. Me and Sean said we're gonna duke it out one day.
Yes, one day we'll get into.
You know what? One day when he comes back and everybody's cheering, I'm just gonna be like, you know what? Let's let it go, man. We don't even need to talk about this no more. It's over. Fights happen.
But you know what? This is such a wonderful. I got to piggyback off of what Ren was saying, and thank you so much for the compliment. It's wonderful to be able to talk about a wrestling show like this because I'm telling you something, man. They haven't announced a single match, and we are speculating, and we are going back and forth and having a good time, and it's just night and day compared to WWE.
Dude, I went and got tickets for Forbidden Door, and they were crazy. Bro, I usually could sit closer than I do. I was trying to do it while working. I was like, let me take a break. I'm looking, I'm like, I can't get in. There's so many people ahead of me. How does this happen? Because people are getting crazy for these. I told everybody, when Triple H was new kid on the block, it was cool to go to WWE. And I know the tickets are sold already, some of them. Watch how it works. The business is cyclical. Okay, now I'm going back to AEW. Watch. If Vince is running this show tonight, you better beware. CM Punk returns and Kyra is going to be playing some Tom Petty. Like Tom Petty, y'all just petty. Meatballs and spaghetti. It's going to be over. I told you, that night, it's going to be the worst Dynamite review you've ever heard from me. Because I'm going to be gleeful. You can't even say nothing to make me mad that night. This was a great episode. Great job as usual, gentlemen. Oh, yeah.
Appreciate you.
I don't know if it's been asked yet in the chat. Should Saraya face Jamie in London? Ooh, I didn't think about that. They're both in there.
No, she should not, Terrell. Big shout out to you, Terrell. No, I think that. Well, Conrad, I'm not going to speak for you, bro. But to me, the match, the turn should happen before that. It should be Hayter versus DDS.
But you could get two matches out of this, though, too. Someone brought up you could do Britt and Monet, or you could. I think it's got to be Britt, Monet, Saraya, and Jamie, and you could kind of mix the four.
Oh, God! What are you? Okay. See,
I think you get two. You could get two matches out of this possibly.
This is what makes this fun.
Give it.
What better time? How long are we gonna drag this? We know Britt Baker's eventually gonna stab her in the back. What better way for her to stab her in the back than to set up the match at Wembley? Like, what are we waiting for?
Thank you, BJ. He said, make sure to click that like button and subscribe to both channels. For
Thank
real.
you. It's very nice. Thank you, sir. What are we waiting for?
I need time to think about this. Like you said, but those are the names that I want to tinker with, though. Like those four. Like that's what I'm saying. And they said, look, you haven't even talked about maybe Athena. Maybe you want to bring in Naomi. Maybe you want to bring in Trinity. You got.
Athena stinks. I'm tired of riding that bandwagon. She's not good, bro.
Oh, you don't like? I like her in Ring of Honor. I like the new gimmick and attitude now.
I think she's somebody who has an amazing finisher and not much else.
I feel bad for her. I always felt like she got boo-booed on because of the Asuka. Like, they didn't want to end Asuka's streak, so they had her lose, and then she got the title after it. It was like,
and you know me, like, I love to see a sister come up, but come on, bro.
I'm gonna change that. That's a great idea. Watch us fumble the ball. Wardlow, the Acclaim, FTR with all the belts. Fumble. That's politics too. DMD. McKinney's giving us the peace sign. Sean,
what did I say? Did I say DDS? I'm sorry. Did I say DDS, BJM?
I thought maybe he wrote something wrong.
Oh, okay.
No Athena slander. I'm loving her ROH match. Has been bangers. Okay. I've enjoyed Athena too. I like her better with this. I like this gimmick better than the goddess thing she was doing before.
Okay, that's cool.
To each their own. But Sean, why don't you take us out of here, man? We'll sign out and then we'll catch everybody next week.
Well, I gotta say this show was unbelievable tonight. This was awesome, and BJ said no, Sean, and said okay, thank you. I did say DDS. I thought I messed it up. It's fine. Maybe they should change the name. No, I'm kidding. But anyway, it was a lot of fun, man, and this is what it's all about. And I'll tell you something, man. This is what wrestling should be. We're sitting up here, DDS, Isaac Yankem. That's where I was. Thank you. I screwed up, but it is what it is. He's a Hall of Famer, so I'll take it. Wrestling should be talked about like this, guys. WWE has really let us down, and it's just really a cool thing to see. Yes, ML, I understand. I'll take that one. I take that one. But look how much fun we're talking about with AEW and we don't even know who's going to be on the card. That's what wrestling's supposed to be all about. And that's what everything pro wrestling is all about. That's what Hubbard Wrestling Weekly is all about. And that is what Clash of the Podcast is all about. That's why myself and Conrad, my brother from another mother, came together. We're having a great time. Shout out to everybody. Make sure you check out Hubbard Wrestling Weekly for the latest on Tank versus Garcia, which is going to be huge. Some new content coming soon. Check the EPW channel where my good friend Conrad, and my good friend Derek are going to be doing weekly reviews of AEW Dynamite. Might have some surprises on my channel and a couple of contests coming up. It's going to be a great summer, y'all. For my brother and tag team partner, Conrad Cushman, my name is Sean Hubbard. We'll see you next time. Remember, evil never prevails. Be encouraged. Be blessed. We'll talk to you.